Hi and welcome back to 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏𝗀𝗀. Today guys, I'm going to jump back down into the charts for Vechain, see what's been going on most recently and what I expect to happen next. Now as I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏𝗀𝗀. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7, and it's completely free. Why not go ahead and check it out? I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. Okay guys, so we've got some interesting moves going on here with Vechain. I'm going to try to keep this as brief as I can, yet still give you everything that I think is actually going on here in a most the best way I can kind of communicate it across to you guys. Okay, so it does appear that some issues have arisen from the original structure I had drawn out. Okay, and this all comes down to these 5 waves. I've kind of said this on a few other videos, right? These 5 waves are at an interesting point. The only thing that this could have been, if this was our 5th wave low, is a 5-3-5. However, under a 5-3-5 zigzag structure, we would not lose this area over here, this low point, okay? Which obviously we have just done. So this means that those 5 waves are not what I think they are. Something else is going on there. Now, I have a good idea as the alternative to this. And if I remove this off here for a second, in fact, I'm going to just tidy up some of this stuff for a sec. I'm just going to remove a lot of it. But no, yeah, here we go. Okay, cool. So what we've got is we've got basically 5 waves coming down, right? And this actually starts all the way from the top end. Now, the only way I can chalk up those 5 waves as making any sense is that this was the 4th wave correction the entire time, and we haven't actually pulled down into our 5th wave yet. The 5th wave is actually starting now. Okay, under that structure, it would make sense because we could call this an expanding flat correction, okay? As in we have a 3-3-5 structure. Now, if I were to remove this, so we have 3 waves here, and then we have basically 3 waves here, okay? So what you end up with is a 3-3-5, which is an expanding flat, which basically is A, B, and C, okay? And basically you finish it right there, okay? And so this seems to be the structure that seems to be playing out, right? Because it's the only way that we can make sense of those 5 waves right where they are. And there's no other way I can kind of take a look at all this data that's going on here and make those 5 waves work. Okay, the only way I can make them work is either at the beginning of a set of waves, such as a 5-3-5, which is what I thought was going on, or it's actually an end of a wave count, which is a 3-3-5, okay? So where it currently sits, that's what I'm looking at. So right now, I think this is our 4th wave high. This means that we're in a 5th wave low, and that actually now makes a little bit more sense considering everything that's going on here. So if we take the low point and we take the high point, okay, and we can actually now start to go ahead and see how low this thing is likely to go before we start to see the reversal. The good news is we're already in the sweet spot for this, okay, so I'll go ahead and grab the price point and we'll pop it down here. So basically 5.017, okay, that's the low, and the high end of the spectrum here comes in at 0.05311, okay? So anywhere in here could be the reversal. Now we take a look at the hourly stochastic RSI. This is actually looking to come back down. So again, we're actually in this range. This is pretty much where I think we're likely to end, probably closer towards the 5017 as Bitcoin is pulling the rest of the market down. Now, the 4-hourly chart oversold, the 8-hourly chart oversold, the daily chart oversold, the weekly chart correcting quite nicely, so plenty of room to bounce up again, and the monthly chart oversold. So essentially we're actually having a lot of corrections go on across multiple different time frames. The hourly has a little bit more volatility in it, just like Bitcoin right now. Get that down here into the sweet spot. This is going to be the point of reversal. Now we should expect 5 waves coming down here, so we want to check that as well. So we're going to take this low point here, take the high point here, we're going to move this over to this point. And we actually didn't have that brilliant structure there, actually looking at it, but we could call a bit of a 4th wave bounce before a 5th wave going lower, so we might have to refine this ever so slightly more as that time comes. So I don't think we've actually got a 4th wave in this yet, so we'll have a 3rd wave bounce, then come back down again, for example, okay? So there's potentially for a little bit more in this structure to complete the 5 waves that we have seen in both of these. We've got 5-3-5-3-5. This is basically an impulsive 5 wave structure going down, okay, and it's coming down from the high points that we had up here at 8.7 cent, okay, so we've come down quite significantly, but this is basically the end game for VeChain, right? This is basically where you see the end of a 5-3-5-3-5 structure, right? And so 5-3-5-3-5 structure, okay? And this is the last 5 waves of the 5th wave, okay? So think that's wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, which is the one that I thought was doing something different, but no, it's actually a wave 4 with a 3-3-5, making it a 3-wave structure. And now we're in the final 5th wave, which contains 5 waves, okay? So that's kind of where I think VeChain is right now, okay? Coming right down into this sweet spot down here, but we will refine that when we have a 4th and a 5th wave bounce, bringing it down ever so slightly lower, but we're right in that sweet spot. So we should have a bit of a relief bounce, and then a bit of a pullback down, and then basically after that, based on all of this scale, what I thought was happening hasn't happened yet, but we'll have that larger A, B, and C move up, okay? Then, of course, we end up in a world of pain because it means that we're moving down much, much lower than I originally thought it. I thought we had this at 4 cent, but it's possible now that because of this structure coming down lower than I originally thought it was going to, and that we actually are going to lower our targets quite significantly lower than 4 cents. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next after this. As I said, right, you've got 5 waves at the beginning. These patterns, they don't tend to be in many different places. So when you have 5 waves, you should be expecting 3 afterwards. Okay, the subwave count might be something else, but basically it's an ABC structure. And then you'll follow that with 5 waves. Because we've got 5 waves going down, we'll have 3 waves going up. We should end up with 5 waves going down. And that 5 waves are going to be those 5 waves are going to be very, very interesting because of where that might actually take us. Now, if those 3 waves go up quite significantly, the damage might be limited. And we've got a lot of room to grow potentially, so we could look for a pretty good bounce to the upside. But there was some point we are going to have to come back down, and we don't want to necessarily go down lower than 4 cent. I wanted to keep 4 cent for key technical reasons, the fact that it would be a higher low and all that kind of stuff. But essentially, yeah, we've got some interesting things going on with VeChain across the next few months. None of this is going to be quick, guys. I imagine that this week we'll see the lows come in and probably start our move upwards. Okay, I would have thought that we should have these lows actually achieved pretty much by Wednesday, hopefully, and then progressing up nicely for the next couple of weeks. And then we'll pull back down for the next few weeks after that. So you're probably talking quite a significant period of time. Nothing in this space is as quick as you might think it is. I know that people, as soon as they invest, they expect the price to go up. That isn't necessarily the case. These things take a long, significant period of time, but they can be quick if you are fortunate enough to get in at the right particular moment, right? And I think that moment is going to be, in about a month or so's time, once we're actually reaching the bottom of this corrective move. And I think the move afterwards is going to be absolutely insanely powerful. So something to keep an eye on, guys. I wanted to keep this brief. Essentially, I was slightly wrong. I thought we would actually started to bounce. It doesn't appear that that is the case. It appears that we are actually inside the 5th wave now, going down, and we were tracking the 4th wave prior. And right now, once that kind of bottoms out, we'll be looking at the bounce going up higher afterwards. Okay, so interesting things to be had here. I'm not overly concerned about VeChain. I think there's going to be opportunities for riding it up, basically, finishing off, any short-term trades or anything like that. And then, of course, that option to sell at the top and buy back later is still obviously viable. We haven't missed any of it. We just actually were a little bit ahead of the curve here, and we were in the wrong place thinking about where we were in terms of the structures that have appeared. But now we know definitively that is exactly what's going on. This puts us in a much stronger position. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found it useful and informative, hit us with the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.